everybody, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related. And today, my friends, we're talking about 13 things not to do on your first cruise. That's right, you're getting ready for your first Royal Caribbean cruise. You're excited, you can't wait, lots of great stuff waiting for you. And you know what, here are some things that we kind of picked apart from some of the feedback we've gotten from our blog readers and YouTube watchers about what basically some things, pitfalls to avoid, if you will. Let's start with number one. Don't pick the wrong cabin for your room. You know, there's a lot of different rooms to consider. You've got, balcony rooms, you have suites, you have inside rooms, but, you want to make sure that you're picking the right one for you. And we've talked a lot about the right kind of stateroom, but, really, you don't want to go too high. Don't start with a suite off the bat. It's going to spoil you for the rest of your cruise life. And also, by the same token, don't assume that the cheapest option is necessarily the best one for you. So do a little bit of research, see what comes up with, and find something that works for you. Number two, this one I can personally say is very important, and that is don't pick the wrong travel companion. That's right. When you're going on a cruise vacation is a wonderful thing to do. Make sure you're bringing somebody that you can spend a lot of time with, because whoever you're cruising with, if it's your family, all right, maybe you're stuck with your family, but if you're bringing friends, make sure they're the kind of folks you can sleep in the same room with and can certainly share activities with. So definitely make sure you're picking the right people. Number three, this is a biggie. Overeating. Try not to overeat. Look, I love to indulge on a cruise. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for a couple more extra trips to the Windjammer, but all too often people come back from a cruise, including myself, and say, "Oh, we ate too much on this particular cruise." So if you can't help it, the buffet is usually a good place to avoid, in the sense of if you're already feeling kind of like, "Oh, I'm kind of stuffed," maybe going to the Windjammer is not a great idea, because it's just simply, there's so much choice over there. If you go to other restaurants to dine at, since it's limited by the menu you're ordering from, generally speaking, there's a little less going crazy, so to speak. Number five, this one is something that I say I will do, and yet I never do this, but don't go too hard on the alcohol. In this age of unlimited alcohol packages, it's very easy to certainly get a lot of value out of your drink package, so to speak. But what can happen is it can actually, the downside, and if you remember this from college, is that the next day can be a little rough. And unfortunately, because cruises have so much jam-packed into it, if you're feeling a little off the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that, it can really hamper what you've got planned. So that's a big one. Number six is a big one. I love this tip. Don't neglect the crew. The crew members there on board the ship are there to serve you, but they're not your servants by any means. They're really your partners in your cruise vacation, and they do an amazing job. But again, always be kind to them, say hello, talk to them for a little bit. A simple good morning and thank you really goes a long way. Next up, don't spend money on things you don't need. And, there's a lot of, look, you're on vacation. I get it. You splurge, you buy souvenirs. But, if you can help it, make sure when you're buying stuff, try to have informed decisions about what you want to do. And it's easy to get caught up in everything that's being offered, whether you're on board the ship and you're shopping the different shops on the Royal Promenade or in the Centrum, or perhaps you're in Cozumel or Nassau or any other port you're visiting, and you see these great souvenirs. It's somewhere where, again, you can get a little carried away. So there you go. Next up. Now that being said, now that I just said don't go crazy on souvenirs, don't forget to save room for those souvenirs, because inevitably, this goes to packing. You're going to buy something. You're going to bring back something to remember that trip, but make sure you leave rooms. When you're packing for your cruise, don't pack your suitcases to the brim with literally no other space available, because inevitably you're buying something. So leave a little extra room. Heck, maybe even bring an extra duffel bag or something if you really are concerned about that extra space, because you're going to probably bring something home with you on the cruise, and it'd be great to make sure that you're not like scrambling or buying luggage at the airport or something like that. This is a biggie. This is one that I used to be bad about remembering this one, but this is a biggie for me now. Don't forget the sunscreen. Again, going back to packing, because I'm pretty sure we could have come up with about 13 things, pitfalls, and tips for when it comes to packing for a cruise, but you definitely want to remember the sunscreen. You're visiting, odds are you're going to a place in the world on your cruise that is going to be warm and sunny, and that is a combination, my friends, for sunburn, and you don't want to have that. So bring your sunscreen, whether you have the spray on, lotion, whatever one you want to use. I'm not going to get into that, but I will tell you, definitely bring it. Sure, you can buy sunscreen on board the ship. Sure, you can buy sunscreen in the ports you visit, but it's going to cost you more. It'll be a lot easier for you, and one less thing to do, quite frankly, on your cruise if you pre-purchase it. Next up is, I love the spa, but, sometimes there's some services in there that maybe you don't have to always get or avoid. There's a couple in there. There's a number of services. Spa offers, there's the salon, there's massages, there's teeth whitening, there's acupuncture. There's a lot to consider in there, but there's a lot of temptation with a lot of those things. This is probably one area that if you were going to say, Matt, what's one area of the cruise I can really kind of say, okay, I don't say no on, but kind of avoid, that'd be the one area, because it can be kind of a money pit in some cases because there's a lot of add-ons, there's a lot of pressure maybe to buy some additional products. So again, maybe skip that one. Next up is, we talked about, being kind to the crew earlier, but also to your fellow crew members. Don't, sit there and kind of fold your arms and not talk to anybody. Meeting people on cruise ships is wonderful. I love meeting friends on board a cruise ship, making new friends on a ship. So when you're on a cruise and you're in the elevator, say hello to the person that's getting in there. When you're on a shore excursion, you get to know the people in your excursion. You don't have to go crazy and invite them to your kids' birthday parties. But, you can at least get to know them and say hello. And it's a great way to really, I think, have a better cruise experience. Even before your cruise, maybe look for a group on Facebook that are sailing on your exact sailing and get to know folks ahead of time. Look, at best, you're going to have an opportunity to maybe make some friends even before you get on board. And lastly, and this is my number one tip, if you only remember one tip from this video, it is this one, which is go with the flow, take it easy. You're on vacation, like any vacation, whether we're talking about a cruise, the Grand Canyon, visiting New York, no matter where you're going in the world, when you're on vacation, you got to take a little bit of a chill pill, have a positive attitude, and let certain things slide, because not everything's going to go your way all the time, but make sure that you take it in stride, you smile, you laugh at it, and you go with the flow. I think it's a really big one over there, because at the end of the day, whether you're cruising with your family, with your friends, or that random dude from Facebook, you got to be able to, just take it a little simpler there and, not go crazy with it. So hopefully there you go. I picked, I think we said 13 things not to do on your first cruise. Hopefully this is a little helpful for you. And we are recording this video live on YouTube. We do a live Facebook. We do a YouTube live video every Friday night, usually Friday night, but every Friday on our YouTube channel. So if you don't already, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. So that way you'll be notified when we go live here, because I want you to be able to join us for it. And we're going to go right to our chat right now, because I want to hear from you guys. What is your best tips for somebody going on their first cruise? And of course, we're also answering your cruise questions. So come on into the chat here. I'm going to dive right in. I got Jose Pena off the bat, one of my favorite people ever in here. We've got Jack Bell. Greetings from the night shift. Just booked a cruise on board Explorer this is for your honeymoon in November. Love it. Penelope Perry says thanks for the tips. Cliff, 24 Days till Independence of the Seas is the thermal suite on Independence of the Seas. I don't think so. It's Quantum class, Radiance class, and Oasis class. So I think the answer to that one is no. Consequences on Oasis class ships. What's the rooms get you to the Sky class? Is it worth it to pay for those rooms? So that'll be Grand Suite and above, all the way up to the Star class ones. So not the Junior Suite, but any other suite gets you at least Sky class, if not above that. And is it worth it? It's a splurge. When you talk about suites, I'll be honest with you guys. You can derive some value out of a suite, right? I mean, you're going to get certain things out of it that have some intangible or easy to determine value. But booking a suite is a splurge. It's never going to be a one-to-one value proposition you're going to break even on it, so to speak. But it's a great way to really go at it. You know what I mean? Young Liz, best cruise line, Royal Caribbean. Sorry, I had to make it clear. My name is Matt. I'm from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Let me fix the camera here. I seem to be going out of focus. Royal Caribbean. We are all about the Royal Caribbean over here. So, what's the best spot for coffee on Mariner of the Seas? Finally, under 50 days to go. Dream Ellipsis. Thank you for the question. I am a huge fan of Starbucks. I love me some Starbucks. But if you just want just a cup of coffee, Cafe Promenade is a great spot. Jay Williams from Tampa, welcome. This Tracy says that this is her first YouTube live. She's new here. Welcome, Tracy. Glad to have you joining us here again. My name is Matt. I'm from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Penelope has a great tip for first-time cruisers. Read a past cruise compass. Absolutely. If you're going on Harmony of the Seas, Explorer of the Seas, no matter which ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet, read the Cruise Compass, which is the daily newspaper from a previous sailing. We keep an archive of them at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and I'll tell you, it's a great way to figure out or get a better sense of what's going to be offered on your cruise. Tina is also new and from Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Tina Riebling. Pascal wants to know, have you ever had an Izumi sushi chef make you a special roll? Yes, I've been very lucky enough to occasionally to have that occur. Usually when you're sitting at the sushi bar, the sushi chefs are very accommodating. I don't even know what they made me, but it was excellent. Young Liz, do I work for Royal Caribbean? I do not. I just run RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. It's just my hobby, but I have no affiliation with the cruise line whatsoever. Diego from LA, California. Noemi is here. And Noemi, thank you for the super chat. Noemi says, you're the bomb. Oh, you're going to make me blush on YouTube. Thank you, Noemi. Shelly's tip is do nothing. Sit by the pool, chill, and relax. Wait, let me get ready for that. Chill and relax. I'm the dorkiest guy ever. Teresa wants to know, what's the best food on Anthem of the Seas? Teresa, the Kemmelwick sandwich at Cafe at 270. It's a roast beef sandwich. It will change your life for the better. Victoria Thomas, 23 days to Allure of the Seas. Elisa says, if you want to send me Elisa says you should save the compass as a scan to send to me. And Elisa, yeah, if you can send me as a PDF document, that is ideal. Absolutely. Joseph Kaiser recommends getting a cabana at Coco Cay. There you go. Jaden Clemens from Australia, welcome. Victoria Thomas, 23 days to Allure of the Seas. Guys, I forgot to ask you, how many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type it in chat. Let's count down together. Jose Vasquez, what is the best thing to do in Roatan? I recently went to Roatan in November. We tried the Mayan Princess Resort. Like that quite a bit. Tony, 36 more days till Symphony of the Seas. Creamy 480 going on Mariner 38 days. Any recommendations for food and drinks? You got to go to the Bamboo Room. They have great drink menu over there. Alana's here, which was on Alana's YouTube yesterday. My #1 first-time cruiser tip is don't delete all your photos. True story. All right, I'm going to have to ask you about that when I see you next week. Miguel, leaving on my first cruise in 1 week. I'm so excited. Awesome. Cliff at 24 days. John Amato at 2 days. Shelly just got off Mariner. It was fantastic. David Guido, 30 days. Thomas Stacy, 260. Day at 165 till Navigator. Jack wants any tips for a Southern Caribbean cruise. It's amazing places to visit there. Some excellent beaches. Definitely make your plans ahead of time. Research your ports. This is not the ports you want to wing. You want to definitely have a plan ahead of time for each one. Jason Peterson's tip is don't book. You can't do it all. Book another cruise. And dude, you're kind of saying that with your tongue firmly in your cheek, but I'm going to be honest. You're absolutely right. No matter which ship you go on, guys, you cannot do it all in one sailing. You can't. It's certainly not going to enjoy it even if you try. So the best thing you can do is understand that off the bat. And number two, like Jason said, book another cruise. Have something else to look forward to. Anthony, sailing on Symphony of the Seas in August. I last took Allure of the Seas 3 years ago. You're going to love Symphony. Megan wants to know on Allure of the Seas, do they offer Izumi Abachi at lunch and does it cost less than dinner? Same price for lunch or dinner, so there's no difference in price there, Megan. On certain days, they may offer it for lunch, yes. Roxy says, I love your videos. They're very helpful. First time on Royal Caribbean. Awesome, Roxy. I'm really glad you're digging these videos. And be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. The reason why I say that, not just because it's self-serving, but in the main menu, Roxy, we have a link that says Getting Started. It is a section of the site aimed at people just like yourself who are brand new to Royal Caribbean. Cruise Addicts just went to Cuba on Majesty of the Seas. Was awesome. Love that. Dude, I went to Cuba on Majesty of the Seas last summer, and it was incredible. Love it. Tony wants to know any tips for Costa Maya. One of my favorite places in the whole wide world to go in Costa Maya is Maya Chan. MayaChan. It's a all-inclusive day pass place. It's not through Royal Caribbean. It's a third party, but it is incredible. Rebecca Atwell, best restaurant on Ovation of the Seas. Hard to go wrong with, if you like a little something different, try Wonderland. I think you'll like that. Studio Gaming, what's my next cruise I have booked? My next cruise I have booked is Harmony of the Seas. It's a 3-night sailing. coming up here on May 9th. I can't wait for that one. So we're almost a month away from that one. I'm super excited. Cannot wait. Alana says, remember to hit the thumbs up for all these awesome tips. And our host, Alana, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you to say. No matter which video you watch, you should always give the thumbs up. And I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for the very, very kind words. Gene's going on Ovation to the CC New Zealand in 303 days. Love it. I think I missed some questions or comments earlier in the chat. Oh, Sonia wrote, love your videos. What can I not miss on Symphony of the Seas? Oh, man. Geez. Don't miss out on Flight, which is one of the shows in the theater. Don't miss out on any of the shows. You got to see the Aqua Theater shows. You need to see the ice skating show. It's got drones in there. It's incredible. You've got to see the Broadway show. Well, there's Flight in the main theater. And then there is Grease? No, that's Harmony. Symphony is, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on this one? See the Broadway show on board. How about that? Alyssa will be on the May 9th one too. Well, I hope to see you on board. If you see me, Alyssa, please say hello. KW, have you been on a cruise to Canada? I have not, but I do have one booked for next year. In fact, October 2020, it is one of our upcoming Royal Caribbean Blog group cruises. It's going from Boston, up to Canada and New England. I can't wait to take a sailing over there. It's going to be awesome. Hairspray. Thank you, Emily. Shout out to Emily Fleury and Matt Smith and Nick Scallon. I had pizza for dinner. I got pizza in my mind, I guess. I don't know. Anthony, thank you as well. Linda Harris, 22 days till Symphony of the Seas. Brad, 214 days. William says, when do you book kids or teen clubs? First day of your cruise, William. Check your cruise planner, or the cruise compass, rather. Once you're on board the ship, William, usually about 1 o'clock, that begins something called the open house. You go in there, sign your kids up, let them walk around, meet the counselors. A lot of fun. Jerry Holiday, so what's the easiest way to search your blog for past subjects? Ooh, there is a search bar in the on the right column. If you're using like a tablet or a phone, it's hard to find that. You can also always Google Jerry. Just go to Google and type in Royal Caribbean Blog and whatever subject you're looking for, you'll find it there. But we do have if you go to on your computer to Royal Caribbean Blog, we do have a search option as well. It should be in our main menu as well, so somewhere there. Raphael in the house. Shout out to Raphael. I was on with Raphael and Alana yesterday on YouTube. We were talking, cruising together. Raphael said, what do you think about to drive for? Just kidding. Which would you pick, Navigator or Mariner? Dude, Team Navigator. Team Navigator. And I'm kind of jealous. I wish I could go to drive for. They can't really do much for me, but man, it looks like a fun experience. Dream says, where do you book the all-access tour for the ships? You book it before the cruise via the cruise planners. You go to Royal Caribbean's website, log into your account, find your sailing, and then book it through there. Mrs. Liz says, your blog page is great. Why, thank you. Appreciate that. Tina Riebling, when can we start booking drink packages, dinners, entertainment, etc.? Well, you have to go to the cruise planner. There is no set time, Tina. As soon as you book your cruise, you'll have access to the cruise planner. But not all the things may be there. Depending on how far out you're booking your cruise, it can vary considerably, quite frankly. So you have to keep checking back. But keep in mind, you can only book entertainment for Oasis or Quantum class ships. Jackie Shears, what should I be looking forward to on Brilliance of the Seas? Oh, I love Brilliance, Jackie. Just on Brilliance. I've been on Brilliance 2 times this year already. 2 times, right? Yeah. No. Yes. I've been on Brilliance like 4 or 5 times in total. I've lost track of how many times, when was the last time I've been on her. But I've been on her at least 1 or 2 times this year. You got to try, it's got a great pub. You got to go down to the pub there. For sail away, go to the helipad. You can do it over there. It's really, really cool. Basically, you go down to the promenade deck, which is on the outside of the ship, and walk all the way forward. And go there for sail away because you have a really great vantage point to enjoy. Tony says, love your blog page. Learn so much on here. Thank you, Tony. Guys, don't forget to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Lots more waiting for you over there. Nala wants to know, is Oasis of the Seas a good ship for a family of 4? It's a fantastic ship. You're going to love it on there. Theory made it here. Welcome, Theory. Glad to see you again. Penelope Perry, thanks for the recent blog on the key. Approximately how many weeks before was it before your sailing? Did the key show up in your cruise planner? I'm not sure, honestly, but it was there for a little bit. Of course, don't forget, Penelope, that the key is relatively new, so, I probably bought it when it first showed up, but just like the drink package, this is over there. Matt wants to know, I purchased the key. How early can I board at Port Miami? Generally speaking, boarding at Port Miami begins somewhere between 10:30 and 11 a.m., so show up a little before then. But if you arrive at 10 a.m., you'll be among the first people to board the ship. Theory Carver says the message boards at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com are amazing with amazingly warm people. Theory, I am so proud of the community we have over here between our message boards, between you guys here and YouTube. It's so welcoming, so helpful, because I don't know everything, right? And when I stumbled earlier about Symphony of the Seas and its Broadway show, bam, we had a couple people joining in, be like, Matt, it's Hairspray. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. And on the message boards, Theory, I couldn't agree more. Lots of helpful folks on there. Joe Berg wants to know, are there ice cream machines on Navigator? Heck, yes, they are. Yes, and they're included with your cruise fare. Jaden, what is Oasis of the Seas like on my first cruise on it in July? Jaden, there's nothing like an Oasis class ship. It's incredible. But I'll tell you, if you go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, Jaden, we have there a first-timer's guide to Oasis. So go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, type in our search area, Oasis first time. You'll find the blog post over there. Hello, GOAT, welcome. Teresa Douglas, first time watching a live feed. Welcome, Teresa. My name is Matt. Teresa writes, booked our first Royal Caribbean cruise on May 2020 from Hawaii to Vancouver on Ovation. You're going to love that. Oh my gosh. I mean, your first cruise, let me put it this way, Teresa, it's a lot of sea days, but what an amazing places you're going to visit along the way. So, Jason Lickert wants to know, would you ever consider the Key while sailing with kids? Pretty expensive, but I do love the convenience. Yeah, actually, I did with my kids when we were on Mariner of the Seas. It is a little pricey, but you know what, Jason? It's a splurge, you know? It's like, I've upgraded our family, including my kids, to first class. We've stayed in suites before. It's not so much, you can't look at it like it is a value proposition. It's not about that. It's about really just splurging and having, a VIP treatment. It's kind of what it is. Vanessa Spotted Teddy Rocksby behind me. Absolutely. Bryce wants to know what is happening in the Quantum of the Seas refurbishment in October, November. Royal Caribbean has not said a word on it of what's going to happen. Alas, says, you guys, Matt's live streams are dangerous. Got me itching to book my next cruise. Raphael, watch out. You guys got to book another cruise, right? Love being a cruise enabler. Barbara's first cruise in August for our 25th anniversary on Harmony. Nice. The greatest of all time. What's your favorite Royal Caribbean ship? Harmony of the Seas. Love Harmony. Alexandria, can you pre-book the Key and pay it off when you pay off your cruise? You can pre-book it, and when you buy it before your cruise, Alexandria, first of all, the Key must be pre-purchased, and when you buy it, you'll pay for it at the time. So you'll definitely get to split up total cost of the cruise. Yes, I got Alf. I got my whole 80s corner back there. You're absolutely right, Dream. You can never forget Alf. Lisa, less than 20 days. Susan Worsencroft is new. Welcome, Susan. My name is Matt. Susan writes, I've been watching your old videos getting ready for my first Royal Caribbean cruise to Alaska in June. My kids want to know if ice cream is available 24/7. Yes, you can always get it from room service. Although keep in mind, Susan, there's a fee with room service, but there is a self-serve ice cream machine by the pool deck that you'll have most of the day, no problems. Let me put it this way: there is always somewhere to get ice cream on board the ship. You may have to go to a different place here or there to get it, but fear not, my friends, there will be some there. Nice, Raphael. My favorite ship is Harmony of the Seas. Lee says, how much Starbucks did you drink before going live? Believe it or not, I've had no coffee since about 9 a.m. this morning. People can't believe it. They always ask me, what drugs am I on? What coffee did I drink? How much coffee did I drink? How much alcohol did I have? And you know what? The reality, this is how I just get talking cruises. I get excited. Like, if we want to do a live stream talking about almost anything else, I'll be like, yeah, so the answer to your question is, first you got to, I think, change the oil in your car, and then we're driving for, I just won't have any energy with that. Liz, first time on Royal Caribbean, 14-day Symphony of the Seas. Any recommendations? Liz, pre-purchase anything you want to buy before your cruise. Drink package, dining package, go to the cruise planner, pre-purchase that. Number 2, go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Go to our Cruise Compass section, our main menu, and look for a past cruise compass. It'll give you an idea of what to expect on board your ship. So, that's high on cruising, absolutely. Joseph Kaiser wants to know, have I heard any news about the shore excursion to Bar Calar and Costa Maya? I have not, unfortunately. Jose loves that I can watch on TV. Yeah, because of course with YouTube, it's built in like everybody's TV and Roku's and everything like that. So, Jackie Shears wants to know, does Brilliance of these have self-serve? Yes, every Royal Caribbean ship has self-serve ice cream by the pool. It's like a staple of a Royal Caribbean cruise. Matt Smith, what is the weather like in the Caribbean early May? Do I need to bring long sleeve clothes? Only maybe for dinner with air conditioning, in the dining rooms. But outdoors, it'll be warm. It'll be hot, hot, hot. Roosevelt wants to know, is the weather okay in November to swim on the ships in Coco Cay? Yes, absolutely. More than likely, it's still pretty darn warm, especially the water. Kiana, any new things about Allure of the Seas? Not yet, but Allure is a fabulous ship. You're going to love that. Vanessa, what's unique, great to do on Liberty? The Tidal Wave water slide. It's the only ship in the fleet that has the Tidal Wave water slide. You got to try it out. Bruce says, we have a grand span on Harmony. Any priority boarding? Absolutely. You will be, Bruce, among the first people to book. The sweet guests are always board first. Jason says, if Matt had $1 for every cruise purchase he has influence. Oh, man, can you imagine? I like to be an enabler in this situation. Jamie's new. Welcome, Jamie. My name is Matt. Jamie writes, thanks for the information. First Royal Caribbean cruise, Vision of the Seas, Mediterranean in July. Traveling with teens. Any advice? Sign them up for the teen club. I think they'll like that quite a bit. Sign them up on day 1 for that. Juan with the super chat. Thank you, sir. Where do you park in Miami? City or private lot? Always at the terminal, Juan. The port terminal has parking available for you. The convenience factor alone makes it worthwhile to park at the terminal. It's the best thing you can do, dude. I'm telling you. Bruno wants to do I like Oasis or Quantum Class more? I think I like Oasis Class more, but it's really close. Ask me again one in July, because I'm going to Anthem of the Seas in July. It's been a while since I've been on Anthem or a Quantum Class ship, but I really want to check it out. Or check it out and then really compare again. Bobby says, any updates on Coco Cay? I booked a cruise on Mariner in August and I signed up for the Key. Dude, I was just in Coco Cay back last month, a couple weeks ago. It is incredible. Going to be opening up May 4th. May 4th. You're going to have an awesome time over there. What they're doing, the changes they're doing to Coco Cay are incredible. Already the new Oasis Lagoon pool is open. The water park is opening in May. Oh my gosh, guys. It's going to be real. You're going to be impressed. You're going to be so impressed by it. Zach says, does everyone in the same room still need to get the alcohol package? Yeah, all the adults, not the kids, obviously, but adults in the room, yes. Now, listen, my kid is an introvert, and it's our first cruise on Oasis. He refuses to do the kids club. What should we do? My suggestion is bribe him. I know, look, you don't have to be, your kid doesn't have to be live at the party, and they don't have to participate in every event if they don't want to. Well, here's what I would do. Say, now I'll tell your son, say, listen, let's just go on day 1 before it opens, because it won't open until the evening. But in the afternoon, go to the club, go talk to the counselors, go meet them. Because you know what the counselors will tell you? They'll tell your son, if your son wants to go, just kind of observe and watch a little bit, that's okay too. So definitely let them just meet the counselors. They're so nice. I think he'll kind of give it a try and he'll love it. Because I have kids who are 8 and 4, and they love going to Adventures. Does your son know that on one of the nights they get to trash the room? They get to do science projects. They get to make slime and all sorts of crazy things that I'm just like, oh gosh, thank God I'm not cleaning that up. Barbara, where's the best spot to snorkel in Coco Cay? I'm not sure exactly of a specific area, but when you get snorkeling gear, they'll let you know where to go. Studio Gaming, should I take a 7-night cruise to Coco Cay or 4-night? The answer is always a longer cruise. 7-night. Studio Gaming is El Loco Fresh free. It's complimentary. Nothing's free. You paid for the cruise. But yes, it is included with the cruise fare. William Renteria. Jeez, I can't speak. Is balcony room large enough for family of 4 with 2 teens on Harmony? It can be, William. I mean, when we cruise, we usually cruise with just, we get 2 rooms. And my kids are only 8 and 4. Just for the extra bathroom alone. I would recommend going that way if you can. If it's not in the budget, don't worry. Lee Murtha with the super chat. Thank you, Lee. Lee says, thank you for being entertaining and informative. Also, thank you for pronouncing my name correctly. Oh boy, I hope I said it right that time. Lee, thank you very much for the super chat. There is a jail cell on all the ships do have John Amato if there's an issue. Vanessa Lee says, I love the high energy and excitement. How can you not get excited about talking Royal Caribbean, right? This is your vacation, guys. I'm getting excited for all of your trips coming up. I'm not even on the same sailings. So, yeah, dude. It's, I love it. Bryce wants to know, how do you find the exact port that your ship will dock at? Because many places you have more than one port that will take you to places such as 2 ports in Singapore. That's a good question, Bryce. How do I answer that question? I mean, generally what I found, Bryce, is asking other people, asking other cruisers, like on the Royal Caribbean blog message boards. That'd be the first place I would start. Because in most cases, someone's been there before and they can key you in on it. So start with our message boards at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Barbara wants to know what's my next cruise. It is Harmony of the Seas, May 9th. Bruno wants to know if I've been on all the ships. No. I'm still missing out a fair amount of Royal Caribbean ships. Lizo, will a room above the theater be really loud in the evening? Not necessarily. Noise in general, I don't know, my voice just went up so like 3 octaves there. Noisebleed in general is not a tremendous concern in my opinion. Penelope Berry, with Odyssey coming out in fall of 2020, how long before we can book? It's a good question. We don't know the answer to that question yet, Penelope. But as soon as I do know, I'll post the answer at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Are we allowed to bring pets on board? No. The only animals that are allowed to be bring on board a Royal Caribbean cruise are service animals. Not emotional support animals, but service animals, like to be certified. Jamie Fonseca, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Jamie wants to know, does Royal Caribbean offer private excursions? They do, Jamie. This is a really good tip, by the way. It's a program called Private Journeys. So if you Google Royal Caribbean Private Journeys, they can set up a private excursion through you. Run through Royal Caribbean, but it's a private one. I've done this a couple times, Jamie. I did it in Curacao and then again in Belize. And I can tell you, Jamie, it is a fantastic offering. It's a little pricey, obviously, because it's a private excursion, but it's wonderful. Jose, what excursions do I recommend for Alaska? Oh my God, if you can afford it, go to a glacier has to be like the #1 thing to do over there. And also meeting the puppies was a lot of fun. Kiana Squad, is there a lot of things for a 13-year-old to do on Allure this season? I'm a first timer. Absolutely. There's the teen club, Kiana. So for teenagers, they dedicated an entire area of the ship just for you as a teen. And it is going to be a hub of activity. You're going to meet other, obviously, teens in there. There's special teen programming for you. Heck, the spa has something called the Y Spa, which is spa offerings just for you. Now, your parents have to pay for it, so I'm not sure that'll actually fly, but something else to consider for you. Zach, have I had any other close calls making it back to the ship because of a delayed excursion? Luckily, no. I usually plan a lot of buffer time to get back to the ship to avoid those kind of situations. I've been very lucky, and also I planned it a lot, so knock on wood, I'm doing well. Just wants to know, have I ever done a Panama Canal cruise? I have not done one yet. That is like top of my bucket list right now. Pam wants to know, how's the water temperature okay about the first week of October? It's warm. Very, very warm. But, don't forget, water temperatures stay warm quite a bit. And in the Bahamas and the Caribbean, you don't get the kind of... It's generally warm the entire year. It doesn't really shift around like it does up north. You know what I mean? Ida Chambers is new. Welcome, Ida. My name is Matt. Ida writes, cruising February 2020 for my 18th wedding anniversary. Is there anything to do for anniversaries? Yes, before your cruise, you can buy a anniversary stateroom decorations if you'd like. You can get that via Royal Caribbean's website, via the cruise planner. And also, when you book your cruise, let your travel agent know that it's your anniversary. And if you go to any dining venues, whether it's the main dining room or a specialty restaurant, let them know it's your anniversary as well. You never know what'll happen. Trade Force, Coca is one of the stops, but they continue to skip it. Not anymore, Triton. They used to have to skip it sometimes because of issues with getting to the port, but they have a new dock that just opened last month. You almost certainly will not skip that port. Liddy Litness, great name. It's our first cruise, and what's the best restaurant to eat at in Harmony of the Seas? Oh man, if you have to pick one, Izumi Hibachi. Pam from Pennsylvania, it's snowed in Salite. Yeah, no, not so much. It was like 80-something down here in Florida. Susan Worsecraft, if you buy the deluxe drink package, you can get more than one drink at a time from the bar. No, it's one drink per transaction, Susan. Now, of course, if you and another adult have the drink package, you can both order a drink, get 2 drinks at a time. You know what I mean? But it's one drink per transaction. Does that make sense? Sarah Baker, excursion in Belize. For Belize, we went to the Belize Zoo. That was a lot of fun. My kids really liked that one. Amy Gallahan, happy Friday to you. Chris Hutcherson, is there anything particular transoceanic cruises you would recommend? If you got the time for it, it is absolutely worthwhile. You got to check it out. It's really, really nice. So, all right, guys, I got time for like 1 or 2 more questions, and then I got to skedaddle out of here. Nella says, my son would like to know if there's a child-friendly spa at Oasis. There is. It's teens, by the way, not like for like 7-year-olds. But there's the Y Spa on Oasis. Go to the spa. They can answer that for you. Bryce wants to know, what level am I in Crown and Anchor Society? I am, right there, my friend, Diamond Plus. Studio Gaming, I've been to Hawaii. I've not been to Hawaii yet. I'd love to get there someday. Just haven't quite made it there yet. Susan Worsecraft, have your kids seen Pixels? No. They have not seen that movie yet. One more question. Here we go. Jason Licker with our last question today. Grand Cayman has tenders. Yes, Grand Cayman is still a tendering port. The two ports in the Caribbean still have tendering. The major ones that you could possibly go on would be Grand Cayman and Belize. So, all right, seriously, last question. Scott Smith, sailing on Oasis, missed booking the beach excursion in Palma de Mallorca. I'm told by Royal Caribbean they hold back spots on board. Is this true? It could be true, Scott. What I would recommend is when you get on board the ship, like first thing you do, go right to the shore excursion desk and talk to them about it. If they don't have anything yet, or they say no, so we're sold out, ask to be put on the waiting list. All right, guys, I got to run. Thank you so much for joining us here. Really appreciate it. Again, we're live every Friday. So come join us here each and every Friday. We're live, so that way you don't miss out on this. I want you here for our next chat as well. In the meantime, if you're looking for more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice, check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Guys, have a great rest of your evening. Happy weekend, everybody. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. See you guys.